A long time ago, before the printing press was invented, men had to record the Bible by hand on a scroll. And when God spoke to them, they wrote down every word, exactly the way God spoke. These were special men called prophets. Well, long before Jesus was born, there was a very evil king, Zedekiah. And he was an angry king, and he was a hateful king, and he did not rule his people well. He hated the laws of God. That's why some men were very scared when they realized there was part of the Bible that they really needed to read to the king. They were afraid because of the king's anger. You know, anger is a sin. Jesus said, if you are angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. That's in Matthew 5, verse 22. But they decided they had to do it. And as they read the words of God to the king, he took his knife and cut off each section and put it in the fire. He thought that if he would burn the words of God, that he would not have to obey it. He was wrong. His heart was dark with sin. But he could still change. And that's why you need to pray for people like that, because Jesus came and died on the cross to pay for the sin of every person, even you. And he wants to come in your heart and put a light in your heart that is the light of love and joy and peace. And he wants to teach you how to pray. We talked about the humble huddle bubble the other day. This is you. You humble yourself before the King. Jesus is the King of all kings. There is no king with greater authority than his authority. Jesus said, I and my Father are one. When you humble yourself, he puts his arms around you. It's like a football huddle. He wants to hear everything you have to say. And when that happens, it's just like a bubble comes around you. And you are alone in a bubble with God. You see, you are like a little plant that needs watering. Every plant and every human being needs water to live. Here's your heart. When you pray and humble yourself before God, he pours what Jesus said, living water, into you. And then you have living water that will flow out to others. When you pray for other people, it's kind of like a Christmas tree. Let me show you. You are very important because you know how to pray. You are at the top of this Christmas tree. When you pray, you are pouring living water, the Holy Spirit, onto those that you pray for. You are giving them a drink of water. Even if it's far away, the Holy Spirit will go to them when you pray for them. And the Holy Spirit is the helper, and the Holy Spirit will help them. When you pray, that God will help them. Here you are at the top of the tree. Let's say you pray for two people. Maybe it's your mother, your dad, or your brother and your sister. And they become good Christians. And one starts praying for two people, and the other one starts praying for two people. Now instead of one, there's 6. 7 counting you. And then let's say each one of those begins to pray for 2 people. From those 4, there will be 8. And then from those 8, Even if they just pray for 2 people, there will be 16. And from those 16, there will be 32. Pretty soon, your Christmas tree is beautiful, and it all started with you. There's the Star of Bethlehem. And under the tree is the stable and Mary and Joseph and Jesus lying in a manger, born where horses were kept. And here come the shepherds with their sheep, because the angels sang to them and told them, "Find a baby in the manger." And here come the 3 wise men. They came because they saw a star. And the star was telling them that a king was born. He was born to die on the cross, to pay for your sin, to make you happy and full of joy, and to give you a purpose in life, so that many others will know about him because of your prayers. And Jesus said, "I pray not for those who already know me, but for those that will believe on me because of their message." That's in John chapter 17. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.